What's up, everybody? Damon here, and in today's gaming news, Starfield is getting the update it should have had at launch. We might know Xbox's roadmap for the rest of the year, and Sony has a hit PC game on its hands. This is your Daily Fix. Starfield is set for a significant update in May that adds a number of highly requested features to the space exploration RPG. The update, currently in Steam beta before going live for all players on May 15th, finally adds detailed maps. In the patch notes, Bethesda acknowledged players have called for improved maps ever since Starfield came out in September last year. Bethesda joked, "We've heard your feedback and we've made some big improvements to surface maps, so you'll always know just where to go and no longer get lost on the way to your parents' place." And they weren't buying that excuse anyway, you should really go visit them. Elsewhere, there are new difficulty options in the settings menu, ship decoration to the interior of ships, and added display settings for Xbox Series X to prioritize visuals or performance. This adds the ability to run Starfield at 60 frames per second on Series X. Speaking to IGN in June last year, Bethesda development chief Todd Howard said the decision to lock Starfield at 30 frames per second across both Series X and S was to ensure consistency of performance. Speaking now as part of the May update patch notes, Bethesda said it had, quote, "heard from many that you'd like to have more control over the graphic fidelity and performance on Xbox, similar to how PC players can customize their experience. We're now enabling that on Xbox Series X with a few options that you can use to find the best fit for your playstyle and display." Todd Howard recently said that Starfield's Shattered Space expansion is due out this fall. A recent report from The Verge claimed it will launch in September. More on that in a sec. If true, Shattered Space will arrive 1 year after Starfield launched as a much-hyped PC and Xbox game, the first new intellectual property from Bethesda in years, and a 7 out of 10, according to IGN's review and quite a few other outlets. It will be interesting to see how the experience improves with this patch and the DLC. Moving on, a new report has revealed launch timings for Xbox games throughout the rest of 2024, spilling the beans on when to expect everything from the next Call of Duty to Indiana Jones. As I just mentioned, The Verge reports that Bethesda is currently targeting a September release for the Starfield expansion Shattered Space. Elsewhere, Activision plans to release the next Call of Duty in late October. Some fans speculate it'll be called Black Ops 5, though earlier rumors have hinted it might be Black Ops Gulf War. The same report claims Obsidian's Avowed and Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 follow in November, leaving Machine Games' hotly anticipated Indiana Jones and the Great Circle to launch in December. If true, that's a jam-packed second half of 2024 for Xbox, which is now boosted by Microsoft's $69 billion acquisition of Activision Blizzard and all the games it owns. It's worth remembering that Microsoft now owns Blizzard and World of Warcraft, which is set to receive the War Within expansion before the end of this year. Next up for Xbox will be Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 this month on May 21st. And finally today, speaking of hellish sequels, Helldivers 2 is already the 7th highest grossing Sony published game in history, and it's not because of the PlayStation 5. It's because of PC. Without the PC version, Helldivers 2 wouldn't even be in Sony's top 20 published games. That's according to Circana's Matt Piscatella, a guy whose job it is to know these things. Helldivers 2 is also the best-selling game of the year so far, beating all of the new releases like Dragon's Dogma 2, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Tekken 8. It came in number 2 in March, behind just Dragon's Dogma. So in a strange turn of events, Sony has a hit PC game on its hands. I would expect Sony to be carefully considering bringing any future multiplayer-focused games to PC on day one, alongside the PlayStation version. And that is your Daily Fix for Wednesday, May 1st. Now that you're caught up on the news, watch the full developer update on Starfield. I'm Damon Hadfield, and for all your video game news, stay tuned to IGN.